There was an interview with Elon Musk that has gone fairly viral, I would say. And he's talking about AI in this AI, and also a second part of it, which I really am looking forward to getting to as well. But when he's talking about this, he had some pretty hot opinions about work. And I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. Have you seen this yet?
I have not, but to be honest, I'm expecting Elon to just be like simping for AI like he does on Twitter, which I had to mute him multiple times because all he does is freaking grok AI shit.
You had to mute Elon Musk?
I did. I've muted him twice on Twitter now because I muted him and then I was like, let me unmute him for a bit because he was saying something. Then he went right back to the AI grok shit. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes, that's all that's on my timeline. Goodbye.
How is he going to recover from the mute?
He doesn't even know who I am.
All right, let's
He's
see what he
watching
has
right now. He's about to tweet out how upset he is. Blabs muted me at Blabs. Watch.
Hashtag rejection.
Rough. All right, here
Hashtag where's Grimes?
Well, I think it'll actually be that people don't have to work at all and it may not be that far in the future. Maybe only, I don't know, 10. I say less than 20 years. My prediction is in less than 20 years, working will be optional. Working at all will be optional, like a hobby, pretty much.
And that would be because of increased productivity, meaning people do not have to work?
They don't have to. I mean, look, obviously people can play this back in 20 years and say, look, Elon made this ridiculous prediction and it's not true. But I think it will turn out to be true that in less than 20 years, and maybe even as little as, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, the advancements in AI and robotics will bring us to the point where working is optional. In the same way that, like, say, you can grow your own vegetables in your garden, or you could go to the store and buy vegetables. You know, it's much harder to grow your own vegetables. but you know, some people like to grow their vegetables, which is fine. You know, but it'll be optional in that way.
So, first and foremost, the idea of optional work in the next 20 years.
Paid.
Universal income.
Yeah, that's what
What you would have to do.
Yeah.
So, thoughts on not working or having it be optional? Does this?
But what do you do in your free time? People don't
Whatever you want, Blabs.
A lot of older retirees do that, though, to be fair. Like, go get a job because they're bored.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I have said this a million times. I think specifically with men, I have known many men in my life who they've reached retirement and they can't deal with it. They reached the goal, they crossed the finish line, they had money to survive, and within a year to 2 years, they're fucking going crazy because they don't have a purpose. And I think that if you remove any sort of labor or work, the ability to build something, create something, do something, I think that you're going to, you know, Elon Musk is always talking about, like, there's a population crisis, you know, we need to have more babies and such. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If AI is doing things so much that work is optional, you're gonna see people like offing themselves because they're gonna be so fucking bored with just doing nothing on a day-to-day basis. That, or it's gonna become fucking Wall-E, where everyone's sitting around on their chair ordering their soft drink. It shows up and everyone's walling around in their waist, and it's gonna look like a fucking episode of Hoarders. I don't know. Nothing about this sounds appealing to me at all. What about you guys?
I would love to have a robot do my housework.
Unless the robot can clean better than I do, I will do it.
That's not possible. We know that.
Yeah.
I would still mow the grass, though, because I actually like doing that. But
yeah,
dusting, you could fucking take that over in a second. I hate dusting.
It's going to take a long time before it really gets to a point where it's going to replace people in every facet of every job. Like I think he's he's on point that it'll happen eventually, but within 22 years, imagining robots in factories doing like very nuanced labor work, I'd love it. I would like it a lot, but I don't see it happening. And then the other issue, once you cross that threshold, what does everybody do? I mean, it's whatever your heart desires. If you want to take up wood whittling and make really cool, intricate carved wood whittling things for the rest of your life, do it. And I'll say this much, that's actually not a bad idea, because one of the problems with everything up to this point is when something gets made at first, it's intricate and it's beautiful and it's expensive, and that's to attract like rich people to buy it. And then as you scale it down and you like do mass production and things like that, yeah, it loses a lot of that beauty and that intricacy, because you can't spend time carving a beautiful eagle into 10,000 wood things. You just need to make the wood table, right? So if the flip side of this is now we've got a bunch of robots that are making mass manufactured IKEA tables, and everybody has free time to sit there and actually do quality work again, like you used to be able to do, that would be wonderful. But, you know, at the same time, there's a point to be made that like laser machines are already cutting, you know, statues better than anybody ever possibly could over the course of all of human history. So even the most artistic stuff is starting to get replaced by AI too, and robotics as well. So I don't even know where we go with that.
Well, it's funny because I was watching, you know, I was telling you before the show, I went out and I was doing some stuff with, you know, with my dad. I was, he's 78 years old, right? And he's out there doing physical manual labor. And I really feel like if, you know, like we just kind of let him do his thing. Like he's still climbing ladders. He's still going out. Try to, you know, hey, Dad, you're 78. You don't need to be climbing ladders, right? But you take that away from a man, and all of a sudden, you know, the man no longer has worth. They no longer feel valued. And there's so much that is tied to just feeling valued as a person, feeling like you have a meaning. And you know, we were out there doing this physical stuff, and there were some really intricate cuts of wood that were there. And I was like, did you cut these, Dad? He's like, no, I didn't cut these. See, they were done through computer. And I was like, well, you know, it makes sense. He goes, yeah. He goes, well, you know, they're cut way faster, way better, and cheaper, honestly, you know, cut with wood. And then like, that is an advantage of using AI or computers or something, you know, because you're right. They're going to be making statues and such in a way more efficiently. The way things are 3D printed now. I saw a shoe be 3D printed onto a guy's foot in 30 seconds on X the other day. Like that was crazy.
And it wasn't AI?
No, it was a real video. It was from Japan. They were a guy put his foot in this thing, and yeah, it's nuts. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Flash, would you get to a point to where you feel like, I think in an ideal situation, you get to the point to where you can work, you just don't have to work, if that makes sense. That's the idea of retirement. You know, retirement is having the option to not work. I think that's a better way to say it, as opposed to just not working.
I'd love that. There's things that I would do. Maybe take back up painting. That'd be something. Would love to get back into that. But, you know, I don't have any time.
Right.
I would find things to do. I'd love to have a million hobbies. That'd be fun. Or just try new things all the time.
Do you have common sense? You do? Oh, good. Well, you should probably watch this video here then.